Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Waalaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum salam.
Let me see everyone. Everyone with the pajamas? Yeah, right. Yes.
No.
Sure.
No.
Rest of you not switching on your cameras with the pajamas, right? Quickly, make it fast. Switch on your cameras. Let me see your faces. Seerah, my Hajj festival is here. He Isa has come. Once a year only he comes. Okay, make it fast. Okay, right? Everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, guys, switch on your cameras. You all heard me, right? Okay, so tell me, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you all would have heard this story, right? From kindergarten, people are going to teach us the story of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes, you all have heard this story somewhere, learned about it. Yes.
No.
Yes, teacher.
You all have, right? It's pretty basic, and you know, it's like almost like our life story, because we have heard it constantly. We've been hearing this story everywhere. Yes, am I right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so you all should help
Yes.
me complete this story. Okay, so this is just part one, just a part of what we are doing. Okay, just a part. Okay, so inshallah today will be pretty basic. Okay, inshallah, let's try to finish it. Inshallah. Okay. So tell me, who is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Who's our last
He's the
prophet?
last messenger of
Our
Allah.
last prophet.
Yes, barakallahu fiki. Yes, Manal. Who is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Manal? Yes. Do you know? Do you know him? Do you know him, Manal? Yes. Who is he? Don't be shy. Yes. Okay. What about Yusuf? Yusuf, tell me, who is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Our last prophet.
He is our last prophet, right? So what do you know about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Tell me.
I don't know.
Yes.
I
Kausar,
don't know.
Kausar, you know who is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Our last Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the last messenger of Allah.
That's all
He
you
have
know.
11. He have 11 wives.
Yeah. So everyone always talks about his wives. No, whenever I ask who is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you all are like, he has 11 wives. He has 11 wives. Like, what is your problem? Let him have 11 wives. That's okay. Okay. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the divine journey of the most beloved prophet. Okay, everyone. Okay. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you ready?
Yes, teacher.
So you all should give me whatever you all know about this. Okay, it's just not just me. Okay, we will all have a different kind of, like, we have heard different stories from different people. You all can just put forth your ideas or the stories which you all came across. Maybe we can share it, inshallah. Okay. Okay, everyone.
Yes.
Wake up. Okay, no sleeping in my class. Okay, everyone feeling sleepy, right?
No.
No, teacher.
Okay, hope not. Let's go. Okay. So first of all, when we talk about the Seerah of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we must know we must know the basics. Okay, we must know the basics, as in we must know how was how were the Arabs before Islam. Okay, how were the Arabs before Islam? Like before Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was given the prophethood, before Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was made the prophet, how was Islam? So do you all have any idea what they were up to and what were they like? Do you all have any idea how were the Arabs?
No.
Like no one, because we have heard the Seerah 1001 times, right? So obviously we might have an idea how the Arabs were before the Prophet before Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was given the prophethood, the Nubuwah. Yes? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody? Anybody? Sundus, Riaza, Hafsa, Hishma? Anybody? Ara?
That period was known as Jahiliyyah.
Yes, the Jahiliyyah. Yes, the Jahiliyyah. It's very familiar for me because we call the period before Madrasa, we call it the Jahiliyyah period. Yes. So how were they? Do you all have any idea? Anything, maybe something? You all don't be shy, okay? You all can give your answers. Even if it's wrong, that's not an issue. Okay, everyone? Isa, how were they?
They
during
were bad people.
Yeah, not really bad. They had a few bad qualities. Yes, they had quite a few bad qualities because Islam, there were no set of rules. Okay, now if there are no set of rules, okay, if there are no set of rules for you to follow, okay, you all are all going to be acting like we are all going to be acting like, I don't know, we will all be like, we can do whatever we want. There are no rules. There is no haram. There is no halal. Is it going to be a nice sight?
No, teacher.
Is it going to be a nice sight?
No.
Like, the people are going all over. They're doing whatever they want, whenever they want. There are no set of rules. There's no discipline. Okay, there is no there's no proper religion. No one is following the proper religion. So people are going to be all over without any rules. They're going to be they're going to be causing all sort of disasters, corruptions. Yes.
Yes, teacher.
So that is how Islam was. That is how the Arab were before Islam. Okay, before Islam, they were all like, more like, some people may even describe it as animals because they did not have a set of rules. Like they did not have a set of rules to follow. So they were all acting like, they are the boss. So they could do whatever they want. You understood? So that is why, mainly, that is why Islam was sent down. That is why Islam was mainly sent down to Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That is why Quran was sent down to Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Can everybody understand?
Yes, teacher.
Well, all
Yes.
well, there's corruption
Yes, teacher.
everywhere. Well, there's corruption everywhere. There will be someone thinking, when will a hero come to save these people? When will a hero come? When will Allah send down a hero? So Allah sent down whom?
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Prophet Muhammad said.
You guys are sleepy, right? Y'all better not fall asleep on me. Okay. So what they were like, what they were up to, they had many qualities. Okay, you could say a few bad. Yes. So what they were like, what they did was, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
You can see my screen.
Yes.
You all must not tell me after class that you all couldn't see my screen. Okay? After class. That's what you all do usually. Okay. So, yeah. So what they did was, this is some, okay, like there is a lot of qualities which I had come across, but this is some. First, drinking alcohol, okay, first drinking alcohol, as in, you all know, right? Alcohol was made haram at one point. Yes, at one point it was made haram. Before it was made haram, before the Quran was sent down, alcohol was like apple juice for them. Okay, it was like apple juice. They all drank it. It was a very common, like everyone drank alcohol. You understood? Yes. So alcohol was super common.
Yes, teacher.
Always remember, okay, this is like a main point I'm trying to tell you. Alcohol was made haram. It was restricted. It was prohibited only, like mainly because not only it's even it's injurious to health, yes, but mainly because if you drink alcohol, okay, if you drink alcohol causing corruptions, you will not know anything. It will become a habit. It will become, it will become a norm. You understood? If you drink alcohol because you don't know what's going on, you are unconscious, like you're in your subconscious, right? You don't know what's going on. You're doing things without your knowledge. So causing corruptions will become a thing. You understood? Yes, that is the main reason why alcohol was prohibited. Yes, it was also injurious to health, and alcohol, it made them cause more corruptions. They did not know what they were doing, what they were talking, they were acting, they were acting so bad. You understood? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to slow down because usually I talk fast for you guys, but I'm trying to slow down because I want you all to get it, and I want you all to understand it. If I'm too fast, or if you guys are unable to understand, please let me know. Okay, inshallah.
Okay. Okay, teacher.
The second one is, okay, idol worshippers were everywhere. Can you guys see the picture? Yes. Okay,
Yes.
like, idol worshippers, as in not only a calf, not only a cow. No, even now you guys see, right? If you go out and you see the other people's religion, the other people, they are all worshipping what? Worshipping
Idols.
idols. They can worship, some people worship the stones, some people worship the calf, some people worship, I don't know, they worship all and everyone. Look, they worship the if a man, he is living nicely and he dies, they worship him. You understood? So there were idol worshippers everywhere. Mainly the religions were Christianity, Judaism. Okay, there were like other religions also, but mainly Christianity, Judaism was like a thing. Okay, so everyone, they were all worshipping idols. You understood? They were all worshipping idols, like idol worshippers were everywhere. Okay, so that was very common. So you can understand, right? If there's no God for them to follow, if there's no set of rules for them to follow, they're obviously going to go down the wrong path. You understand, right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. The third is baby girls were buried alive. You all have heard this before, right?
Yes, teacher.
They were because mainly because there was something called dowry. Even now it exists in the Hindu people's religion. You understand, right? The Hindu people's religion, they give dowry, right? If you give a girl in marriage, you have to give a set of things, money, goods, everything with the girl. You all know what dowry is, right? Yes, you all know what dowry is? Dowry? You all know what dowry is?
Yes.
And you guys are so slow in nodding. Sleepy?
No.
Had breakfast?
No.
I know, right? I also didn't have. I'm also hungry. But listen, okay? You guys have to cheer up. Okay, baby girls were buried alive. As in, why were they buried alive? Mostly because women were used as objects. Okay, like if you get a baby girl, if you are giving birth to a baby girl, you should know that they are all going to be treated like objects. Like they didn't have like, okay, my wife, right? Now, if I'm a husband, like I have a wife, I can exchange my wife with another man. One day she will be with me, one day she will be with another person. So it was like that. They exchanged wives. They treated women like objects. They made them dance. They have these belly dancers, right? So they made them dance, they made them sing. They treated women like objects. The women did not have any status. In Islam, women has a status, right? Women are like, they are honored, they are privileged, they have their set of rights. But those days, okay, before Islam, before Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was given the nubuwah, women did not have a status. Can you understand? Yes. So obviously, right, when you are giving birth to a girl, you will know she is going to be ill-treated. She is going to be mistreated. She's not going to be treated well. And even if I'm going to give her in marriage, I need a lot of money to give her in marriage. So what they do, they bury the baby girls alive. They don't even kill it. Like killing is haram, right? So what they do is like, they did not want to kill the babies. They bury them alive. You understood?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. One, they used women as objects, and then they bury baby girls alive. Okay, everybody?
Okay, teacher.
Yes, you can understand the situation, right? It was like a ruckus, like, they were a disaster. You understood, right? Like they were doing all sort of things which you shouldn't be doing. Okay, and then gambling. You all know betting, right? Gambling, you all know, right? So you play a game and you win, you get all the money, the other person loses all the money. You all know that game, like it's called gambling. There's also like betting, like if she falls down the stairs, I will give you 20 rupees. You know that betting you all do. If I win this carom game, I will give you 500, something like that. Even that was not allowed. Even that is not allowed. You cannot bet. Okay, and another thing is gambling is haram, because one person loses everything while the other person gets all his money. So is that allowed?
No.
Like you have to think of it in like a general way, have some common sense. If you are going to go and like put all your money in something, think about your family. You understand? So his family is hungry, his baby is crying, his wife is crying. He's going to go and play a game and lose the game and lose all the money. And the other person who is always like already having money, he gets richer and richer, and this person gets poor and poor. So this is why mainly gambling was made haram. You understood? So gambling was just a game for them. It was very common. You understood? Yes, and yes, like I said, they use they use women as dancers, as singers, and they exchange women. They do business with women. You understood?
Yes.
They did not. Women did not have any status. That's the main reason. Arabs were like, they were called a little bad before Islam. Okay. And there were so many other things. Okay, these are just a few. Okay, and then they had good qualities too. This is like, even now the Arabs are like this. They had some good qualities too. One is they were very generous. Like, they were super generous. Even now, if the people who you guys living in Arab countries will know, if we go out to eat, they will want to pay. Something like that. All the money they will only pay. Something like that. Arabs are like so generous. If I ask for them, if I tell my baby is hungry, she needs food, they give all the food. They're like that. They're very generous. You understood? So they were very generous and kind. If someone wanted something, they give it in abundance. like they say, "Kodai vallal." They were like that. They were super generous. Okay, and then the second thing was they were hospitable. Hospitable as in, you all remember, right? Last time I spoke about hospitality last class, serving your guests well. Yes.
Yeah.
So they were very hospitable. They wanted to. Sundus, you were not there last class, honey. Yes, Sundus?
No, but
are you
I
there?
understand hospitality.
Okay, so hospitable, right? So yeah, they treated their guests well. Yes, they treated their guests well. They served them with they treated like, they give all. Even now, okay, even now the Arabs were like that. They were very hospitable, they were like so cool and kind when people come home. Third is a loyalty. Loyalty as in, you all know what is loyalty? What is loyal? Yes, I want Isa to talk. I'm always speaking Isa, right? Isa? Yes, what is loyalty?
Loyal is like being like sharing and being generous to others.
Yes, that is generosity. Yes, hospitality, that is sharing. You could say, and loyalty, I would say, honey, it's like, you're my friend, okay? Let's say Isa is my friend. Okay, now Isa is getting into a fight. Okay, now he's my best friend. Okay, I'm super close to him. He's my brother, maybe. Okay, I'm like very close to him. So if Isa is not there, or if Isa is getting into trouble, or if someone is talking bad about Isa, I will immediately go to Isa's help. Yes, because I'm loyal to him. He's my friend. He's my brother. So I'm super loyal to him. So whenever he's in trouble, or whenever someone is bad-mouthing him, talking bad about him, I would go and help him because I was loyal. You understood, Isa?
Yeah.
Because I'm super loyal, whenever, even if you're not there, I'm very, they say loyal, as in you could also say grateful. I'm always like, even if you're not there, I'm still your friend. Okay, so I will treat you like, even in your absence, I would treat you well. That is loyalty. Okay, like being loyal, taking his side, even if he's in trouble or something, I will take his side, I will support him. Yes, they had that. They also had, will, like self-respect. They had self-respect. If someone disrespects them, they would not they would not talk to them again, something like that. Okay, they were like they had like self-respect. Okay, and then they also had, you know, if they wanted to win something, they would win it. Like they fighted hard. They were like that. You understood? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. And then, you know, they had so many good qualities. Yes. Okay. And then they loved and admired what? Yes.
Poetry.
Poetry. Yes. You know, poetry was like very famous, you know, trend, you could say. Like now we have, you know, trend like social media maybe, and then we have trends now, right? You use all these heart emojis maybe. Okay, you have the trend. So those days poetry was a trend. Not everyone could write a poem. Okay, not everyone could write a poem, and not everyone was a poet. So when someone is writing poem, you know, they used to like glorify him, honor him, you know, they used to pay him money for his poems. You know, poetry was, you know, there's a subject in our madrasa. There used to be a subject, as you know, there's a subject in balagha. You know, there were thousands of poems. I tell you, it's not fun. It's not fun because you can't understand the poem. I sometimes wonder if the poet understood the poem. Okay, because poems are like that, right? You all have come across poems, not like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Those are rhymes, right? You know, you all have come across poems, right? I have put an example also. Can you all see? Yes. So, you know, poems are like, not everyone can understand poems. So what they do is they pay people, you know, they call them the shuara. They pay people, like the people who tell poem, they get money, and, you know, like they honor the poet. You understood? Yes. So
Yes.
I want you all to remember this very well. It is a very important point. Okay, this is a very, very important point. Poetry was loved and admired by the Arabs. You understood?
Yes.
And why am I telling you it's important? Can someone tell me why is poetry, you know, why is poetry a very important subject? Why am I even talking about all this before talking about Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? Why?
As ancient times, the poetry was famous.
Yes, it was famous. It was super famous. You know, poetry, everything was like super famous. Okay, you all tell me, why am I stressing on this? Yes? Does anyone know? Make it fast. Yes? No one knows? Hafsa?
Me.
Who, me? Kausar?
Yusuf.
Yusuf, yes. Why?
Because Quran is a poem.
Exactly. Barakallah fiki. Look, guys, he's a junior. Okay. You guys have to buckle up. Okay, so poetry, Quran was like, you know, it was revealed, you know, every single time Allah sends down a book. Okay, every single time Allah sends down a book, he sends down for the trend, you know, according to the trend. You understood, right? Now, let's say for an example, like for an example, okay, for an instance. Now, if that time stories were famous, Allah would have sent down the Quran as stories. You understood, right? So this time poetry was famous. Okay, poetry was famous, and that is the reason Quran was sent down in a form of poetry. It's poetic, right? The rhyming. Have you noticed? Like, look, you know, it's like that, like kalam, salam. You know, they have this rhyming stem, right? Rhyming things, right? So even Quran, have you all noticed? There are rhymings. Any surah you take is a Shamsu Kuwirat, maybe, or maybe even Allahu Samad. You know, everything is like Ahad, Samad. Like, you understood, right? Everything is a form of poetry in Quran. So this is the main reason Quran was revealed in a poetry form. You understood? Because Allah wanted to set the trend. Allah wanted to, you know, like for them to understand. You know, they would definitely understand if it's a form of poetry. You understood? Yes?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
And we start. Okay, I don't want you all to like remember it in a very detailed way or something. Quraysh, according to some riwayah, they say it's 12 clans. According to what I saw, it was 14 clans. Okay, it was divided. Quraysh is like the area. Okay, it's like an area, maybe a city. You could take, I don't know, if you take Dehiwala, or maybe let's just say randomly, maybe it's an area. Okay, it's divided into lanes. Like, you have 1 lane, right? You have 27th lane, 2nd lane, 1st lane. You have lanes, right? So Quraysh was the name of that place. Let's say it's Matta Kulia, and there are so many other like subdivisions. Okay, so Quraysh was the main. It's the tribe. Quraysh is the tribe, and it was divided into around 10 to 14 clans. Can you understand? Is it understandable?
Yes,
it's pretty basic, right? There's a tribe. It's divided into clans. So Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam belonged to which tribe?
Banu Hashim,
He belonged to which tribe?
Quraysh.
Quraysh. He belonged to which tribe? He belonged to the Quraysh tribe. And which clan?
Banu Hashim.
Barakallah fiqh Isa. It's Banu Hashim. Can you understand the difference between Banu Hashim and Quraysh? Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam belonged to the tribe of Quraysh and clan of Banu Hashim. You all understood, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, and Umar radiallahu anhu was from Banu Adi and Banu Taim. Abu Bakr was from Banu Taim, and Uthman ibn Affan. You all know who are these people? You all know these people? Who are they?
The caliphs of Islam.
Yes, the Khulafa al-Rashidin. Okay, and Banu Abdul Shams. Banu Abdul Shams in Uthman ibn Affan was from Banu Abdul Shams. Okay, everyone? Everybody understood? Nabi
Yes,
was
teacher.
from the Quraysh tribe, and which clan? Banu
Hashim.
Hashim. Barakallah fiqh. Everyone awake? Hafsa and Hishma is sleeping, right? They're sleeping, right? Okay. So then, Abdul Muttalib, after Hashim, his nephew Abdul Muttalib becomes the leader of Banu Hashim. Now, who is Abdul Muttalib, guys?
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's grandfather.
Yes, grandfather as in paternal or maternal? Like his father's father or his mother's father? Anybody?
Father.
Exactly. Why? You guys, you all have to listen. Like you all can't wait until a junior answer, right? There's no problem in a junior answering. But what are the seniors doing? Sleeping?
Father's father.
You all have to become a bit, yes, Barakallah Fiki Kausar, you are also a junior. Okay, so guys, you all have to try to be interactive in class, okay? Okay, everyone, wake up. Okay, so Abdul Muttalib was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's father's father. Do not confuse, okay? Father's father. So Abdul Muttalib, okay, he becomes the leader of Banu Hashim. Okay, Banu Hashim. Now, Banu Hashim is the clan of whom? Whose clan?
Abdul Muttalib's clan.
Yes, whose clan? Now, it becomes whose clan? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's clan. Okay, so Barakallah fiqh. Okay, he dreams of the Zamzam well. Okay, two things you have to remember. Like they were like he was such a nice guy. He was very noble. Okay, people honored him. He was very like honored. Like we can't tell he was wealthy, he was rich. I can't give you all those because those days respect was main. More than wealth and more than anything, honor and respect was like main. Okay, so Abdul Muttalib was honored, respected. Okay, he was also, there are some riwayats which says he was a bit, he was wealthy. He was like, okay. So there were two main reasons, like there were two main incidences which took place during the time of Abdul Muttalib. One is Abdul Muttalib, he dreams of the Zamzam well being dug. He dreams that he is digging a place and the Zamzam well gushes forth. Okay, he dreams that, he dreams of the Zamzam well. You understood? So he is the one who, he goes, and when he goes after, when he wakes up, he goes and he digs that, when he digs up that place, he comes across the what? Comes across the well of
Zamzam.
Yes. Wake up, people. Answer. Okay. He comes across the well of Zamzam. Okay. And he's the one who, he's the one who came across it the second time after Hajj. Okay. He becomes in charge of it. Okay, he becomes in charge of it. Okay, the second is the incident of Abraha and the elephants. You all know this story? Manha,
Yes,
you know
yes,
this story? The story of the elephants?
Yes, teacher.
Manha?
Teacher.
Yes, you all know the story? Alam tara kayfa, you all have recited that surah? Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
You all have recited that surah?
Yes, teacher.
You all know it is about Abraham and his army of elephants?
Yes, teacher.
Just let me switch on the charger.
Teacher. Teacher.
Yes, Yusuf?
I watched those cartoons.
You watched the cartoon?
No, I watched those stories.
You watched those stories. Okay. Yes. So acceptable. Yes. So the people, can you all see the picture?
Teacher.
Yes. Can you all see the picture?
Yes.
Teacher.
Okay. So what happens? Okay. I'm going to just brief you. Okay. The story is, it's a little important, not much, but for this story, it's not much important, but you all have to know the story, right? So Abraham, he was the leader of Abyssinia. Okay. He was a ruler of Abyssinia. Okay. So he was a ruler of Abyssinia. So he got a little jealous when people all started going and worshipping in the Kaaba. Okay. He got a little jealous when people are all going and, they started worshipping the Kaaba. So he got a little jealous. Who got a little jealous? Abraha. Yes. So some say Abraham, it's actually mostly Abraha. Okay. So what happens is he goes and, he feels a little jealous. So what he does is he builds something like the Kaaba. He builds something like the Kaaba in Abyssinia. Okay. In Abyssinia, he builds something like the Kaaba. And what happens? A person from the Kina'a tribe, not the Quraysh tribe. There's another tribe. There are so many tribes, right? So there's another tribe called the Kina'a tribe. A person from that tribe, he comes and he kinds of disrespects the church he built. The church who built? The church who built? Abraha. Okay, so he gets super mad, he gets super mad because he disrespected the church. Who disrespected? The person from Mecca, the person from the Kina'a tribe, because he disrespected the church in Abyssinia, which he built. He goes to destroy the Kaaba with the army of what? They say the army of elephants. Yes, and he was in the biggest elephant, and Allah sent down what to destroy them? Birds. Okay, Allah sent down birds, with stones. The birds pelted the stones for those armies, and because of little stones, little birds with little stones killed the big army of elephants. Everyone understood?
Yes.
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 So beware. Whenever you think of even getting against Islam, you have to realize that Allah is going to punish you in a very massive way. Okay, so then those two incidents you should know. Another thing is Abdullah ibn Abdul Muttalib. You all know Abdullah ibn Abdul Muttalib? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Abdullah ibn Muttalib? Abu Muttalib. Who's this?
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu
Prophet
alayhi
Muhammad's
wasallam's
father.
Yes. Okay. So Abdul Muttalib, he had 10 sons. Okay, he had 10. Yes, 10 to 12. Yes. So he had 10 sons. So one was Abdullah. Then there was Abdul Muttalib. There was Hamza. Yes. And there was the main ones. Okay, I'm telling you the main ones. And you all remember Abu Lahab? You all remember in Surah Masad with me? I hope you all remember. You all remember?
Yes.
You better remember. Okay, so Abdullah ibn Abdul Muttalib gets married to Amina bint Wahab. She's from another tribe. Okay, so she gets married to the Quraysh tribe leader's son. So who is this son? Abdullah ibn Abdul Muttalib. Okay, some riwayas say that he got married when he was how many years old? He was 17 years old. He got married to Amina. Abdullah, there are a few instances we should talk about him, but I'm not going to talk about him, okay, because we have to go to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam story. So Abdullah dies soon after Amina is pregnant with his son on his way back from Syria, where he went for a trade in. Okay, where does he die?
In Syria.
No, he went for a trade. On his way back from Syria, he dies in
Medina.
Medina. Okay, Abdullah dies, soon after, Amina is pregnant with his son, as in Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, he travels to Syria for a trade purpose. Okay, and on his way back in Medina, he passes away. Understood?
Yes.
So even before Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born, some riwayah say it was 2 months before Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam's birth. Okay, so who dies? His father dies. Okay, so that is the first death, first death Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam's life. We come across. Okay, so you all know, right? After that, so many deaths he come across, so many deaths, but this is the first death. That is Abdullah ibn Muttalib, his own father. He passes away and he becomes an what? Orphan. Barakallahu fiki. Okay, when once a person's father dies, they are called an orphan. Okay. Then Amina gives birth. Okay, Amina gives birth, and her slave girl Ayman takes the news to Abdul Muttalib. Now, who is Abdul Muttalib, guys?
The grandfather, preferably.
Yes, his grandfather, Abdullah's father. So Amina gives birth, and her slave girl Ayman takes the news to Abdul Muttalib. He is elated. Okay, he's elated as in he's over the moon with happiness, and names him what?
Muhammad.
Muhammad. So this little boy, the son of Abdullah ibn Abdul Muttalib and Amina bint Wahab, is called Muhammad. And who named him?
Abdul
Muttalib. Okay, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Barakallahu fiki. Okay, then Thuwayba. I have told this story before also when I was talking about Abu Lahab in Surah Masad. I told you that his slave girl, his slave was the one who came and gave the news to Abu Lahab about Abdul Muttalib's birth. You all remember? Do you all remember? Does anyone remember?
Yeah.
Yes, Alina, you're whispering. You remember?
Yeah.
Yes, Thuwayba, his slave girl was the one who came and gave the news to Abu Lahab. So she was the slave of Abu Lahab. She was the first woman to suckle him, as in breastfeed him, after whom? Amina. Yusuf, can you understand so far? Yusuf? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yusuf, can you understand?
Yes.
Kausar, can you understand?
Yeah.
Following, right? Any doubts, anybody so far?
No.
Sure, it's pretty basic. Okay. So, yes. So, yeah, Suwaiba was the first woman to suckle him after Amina. Okay, after his mom. Okay, she was the first woman to suckle him. Then, these Arabs, okay, they had the habit of sending their kids to this village, the rural areas, the deserty areas, to make their babies stronger. Because even now, if you all notice, the villagers or the people from those rural areas are stronger in the strength wise, mentally, physically, everything. They are stronger than the city people. Have you all noticed? Anybody? Have you all noticed? The people from the rural areas, in strength wise and in, health wise, they live longer than the city people. Have you all noticed?
No, teacher.
No? They live longer. Actually, I have noticed, the village people actually live, I have noticed that they live longer than, I think I'm screaming. Okay. They live longer than the city people, because we are exposed to, maybe smoke, and our air is not good, our environment is not good. So what? Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. So what happened is just give me a sec, okay? I will switch on. So the Arabs, they sent their babies to the village, just to make them stronger and healthier, to make them healthy, as in, village is purer than city, right? Like environmental wise, you know, even their wind is a bit more, they did not have much wind pollution. You understood, right? So they send their babies to, can you hear me, everyone?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
Okay, please guys respond. Okay, I feel like I'm talking to the wall. Okay, so they send their kids to the villages to make them stronger and healthier, okay, and to make the Arabic language more eloquent. As in, you know, when the city people's Arabic is a bit like, you know, sophisticated, like, you know, like it's like, what do you say? Even now, if you see, you know, like we all have different type of way of talking. Of our posh Tamil, we have a posh Tamil. The village people have a different Tamil. Have you all noticed?
Yes.
Yes, just like that. You know, our language is like a bit more sophisticated. We try to be posh. You can even be, if you want to say tukam, also we're like tukam, like, you know, we're like we having accents and all those stuff. So those days also they have this problem. The people who know in the Arabic language, you know, it was more eloquent in the village side than the city side. It was more pure in the village side than the city side. So what they did was, soon as the baby is born, you know, as soon as the baby is born, they will send their, like, you know, like in a little, in a few days, maybe like 2 years time or 1 to 2 years time, they send the babies to, you know, like not 1 to 2 years time, I think 1 year itself, they will send the babies to the village side. Can you understand?
Yes.
So who comes into the picture now? Anyone knows?
Halima Sadia.
Yes, Barakallah Fiki. Alima bin Sadia. Okay, Alima Sadia actually, her name is. Okay, so what happens is the caravan from the village, okay, the caravan from the village, you know, it comes to pick the babies up. Okay, now see, a caravan comes as in, you know, they don't have vans and bikes, they all come in camels and donkeys. Okay, so what they do is they all come, okay, and they get to know that there is an orphan. Okay, there is an orphan. Muhammad is his name. Okay, so he's an orphan, he does not have a father. So they knew that if they take Muhammad as, if they become the wet nurse of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they thought that, they feared that they won't be paid. Okay, they won't be paid much because he does not have a father. So no one wanted to take Muhammad. Okay, so no one wanted to take Muhammad. You all understand, right? So Halima was amongst them. You know, she was amongst them. Now, she also did not want to take Muhammad. She also did not want to take Muhammad because she is super poor. She is so poor. Okay, you know, their baby did not cry. The baby did not sleep the entire night because the baby was crying in hunger. Okay, so she did not want to take Muhammad because she feared poverty. She thought, okay, if that baby's father also doesn't pay me much, how am I going to feed the family? Okay, and they are, you know, and the she camel, you know, the she camel, as in it's a female version of camel. Okay, so it gives milk, right? This camel, it did not, you know, it was so weak, it was the slowest. She is the last one to reach Makkah. You understand, right? She was the last one to reach Makkah. That is one reason she ended up with whom? She ended up with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is one reason. Another thing is her camel was super weak because the camel did not have enough food and it did not give proper milk for this family also because the camel was very weak. Okay, so what happens, without a choice, she did not have any choice and she did not want to go home empty handed. You know, people will start telling, right, hey, Halima, no one gave the baby to Halima. Later they all will start mocking her. So what she did was she accepts whom?
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Barakallahu fiqh. Okay, she accepts Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, then no. When Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam goes to her house, her household is blessed. As in the she camel, it starts, you know, it starts giving like buckets of milk. Okay, it's like suddenly it becomes, you know, when she was, I told you all right, she was the last one to reach Makkah, and when going home, she was the first one to reach home. You understood, right? Yes. That's one thing. The second thing is her camel started producing more milk than ever. The camel started producing more milk than ever. So she also ate well. She could feed her babies well and her babies slept well. Everybody understood, right?
Yes.
It was like fully blessings for her. She was like so blessed because she took Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam home. Okay, and what happened? And also she had a paddy, right? They had a paddy inside. This story was little vague for me. Okay, it was very vaguely mentioned. Okay, and she could earn a lot from that paddy. You understood? Because the paddy usually it's a barren land. Okay, but after she took Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam home, the paddy also, it was fully fertile and everything, and it started growing good paddy, and she could earn from it. You understood?
Yeah,
Yes?
teacher.
Oh,
Yes.
lovely. And then what happens? This is like, you all know this incident, right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, this is it's super weird, right? People don't even believe. Some people don't even believe this happened. Okay, one day when what happens is Halima, she is supposed to return the kid in 2 years. She's supposed to go and return the kid in 2 years. What she does is she begs Amina, okay, Halima, she begs Amina that her household is so blessed because of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so she wants to keep him for more. What she does is she goes and bargains with Amina, and she tells, 2 more years I'll have him below. She begs Amina, and she finally comes home with Muhammad. So 2 more years she has with whom? She has with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he was there with Halima for a long time. Okay, because she comes home and she goes back and she asks for Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam again. So she gets Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam again. Okay, then what happens? One day, now these people are like, this is some years after, some years later. This is the last year. Some say he was 4 or 5. So he was playing with a bunch of kids. Okay, he was playing with a bunch of kids. Then Jibreel alayhi salam, some say Jibreel and Mikael, but Jibreel alayhi salam comes down and rips his heart out of his chest and removes a clot from it. As in the heart, he removes just a piece of flesh from it. Okay, and tells that this is the part of shaitan. This is the part of shaitan in him. Okay, and he washes it in what?
Yeah.
From Zamzam.
Zamzam. Yes, Zamzam water, holy water. Okay, now imagine you are playing with a kid. All of you are playing together. Maybe football, or maybe, I don't know, cricket. Suddenly one man comes from nowhere. He has wings also. Okay, imagine the situation. These people are playing, and a man comes down from the sky or whatever with wings, and he takes a friend of yours, okay, and he pulls the heart out and he washes it and tells, this is the part of shaitan. How would you feel? Freaked, right? You'll be frightened, right?
Yes.
These kids, they were frightened. They were like, what's going on? Now imagine your friend is like, falling, their heart is ripped out and it's washed, and the kids, they were just 4. They all ran to Halima. They were so scared. They were like, Muhammad is murdered. Muhammad is killed. Someone came and murdered Muhammad. They were like, he's dead. He's dead. Now Halima, she got so scared. She quickly ran and she went and, when she looked at Muhammad, he was fine. Okay, he was fine, but he looked very pale. He looked very scared and pale. Okay, so immediately Halima, she gets scared. She is like, wondering. She was like, she got a little scared. So she goes and returns she returns Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to Amina. You understood?
Yes.
Okay, so if
Yes.
anyone thinks, you all have doubts whether this was real or maybe this was fabricated?
No.
No, right? You all know this happened, right?
Yes.
This did happen. Okay, there was a hadith which said that, one Sahaba, he did see a light mark, like stitches, like a slight line of stitches in his chest. Okay, so this did happen. You will have to believe it. Okay, then he remains with Amina for 2 more years. Okay, he remains with Amina for 2 years. Okay, now he lives with Amina. Who is Amina now?
Teacher.
Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Muhammad
Mother.
sallallahu
Yes.
mother.
In the previous slide, it was mentioned that Halima returned Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to Amina at the age of 4. But I learned since small he was returned at the age of 6.
Some say it's 4 to 5. For 2 years, he was with Amina, and Amina dies when he was 6. You understood, right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, I understand what you're coming with, because the same book, one paragraph they were like he was there for 2 years, one paragraph they were like 4 years. I was wondering, okay, what is this? But there are various riwayas, but he was supposed to be with Halima only for 2 years, okay, but he ended up being with her for more than 2 years, I think around 4 years, and he gets back to Amina and he remains with her for 2 years. And that is when what happens, Amina, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Abdul Muttalib and Ayman, they go on a journey to Medina. Why do they go to Medina now, guys?
To visit
Abdullah's grave.
So remember that Abdullah died in Medina, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be
Yes.
taking 10 to 15 minutes from your time because we started late. I was supposed to wait for a few minutes until every one of you join. Okay, so I'll just give me 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, I'll try to finish it. Okay, inshallah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, it won't take long. They remain there for a month. Okay, they remain there for a month, and on their way back, Amina falls severely ill and passes away. Now, this is the second death in whose life?
Muhammad
Muhammad
sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
So you all can understand, right? Now, if a celebrity dies in the TV, you're crying and you're like, this person, he's so power, man. Amin also, like his mother also died, his father also died. You all will feel bad, right? If someone dies in the TV. Now, imagine this boy, okay? He had emotional damage, like, so much because he was small, okay? He was super small. He did not even know what happened. His father dies before he was born. His mother died right after that. Like only 6 years, but he comes home and his mother dies. You understand, right? Yes. So Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is only 6 years old at that time. Understood?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. He is then taken into the care of Abdul Muttalib. Now, who is Abdul Muttalib, guys?
the
Prophet
grandfather.
Muhammad
Yes,
sallallahu alayhi
Prophet
wasallam, his
Muhammad sallallahu
grandfather.
alayhi wasallam's father's father. This now Abdul Muttalib, he is a leader, right? So he takes Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and they grow up very close. They're like so close, okay? Like he loves Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam a bit more than his kids too. He's like spoils him. He loves him so much. Like when he's giving a lecture or something, when he's giving a lecture to the people, when he's ruling the people, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to sit on his lap. You understand? He loved him so much. Abdul Muttalib, because listen, obviously, right? There is no father, there is no mother. He's just a small child. So Abdul Muttalib grows super close. I sometimes wonder if Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam remembered all this, because he was such a kid, right? He was such a baby, and all this happened to him. So he's then taken into Abdul Muttalib's care, and what happens is they grow very close. Okay, they grow very close, and Abdul Muttalib loves him very dearly. They are always seen together. Like everywhere Abdul Muttalib goes, Muhammad is there. Okay, so when he's giving a bayan or something, when he's giving a rule or something like that, whereas Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he sits on Abdul Muttalib's lap. Okay, now if Abdul Muttalib is not there, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to sit on Abdul Muttalib's seat. People used to be like, hey, take him away. But Abdul Muttalib says, just leave him, just let him be. You understood, right? So Abdul Muttalib loved Muhammad so much. Okay, so he grows very attached to people. See what happened. Abdullah died, Amina died, and later what happens? What happens next? Anybody?
His grandfather dies.
Yes. What happens? His grandfather dies. Yes. When Abdul Muttalib gets severely ill, when he gets sick, he calls all his sons. Okay. He calls all his sons. Now he has 10 sons. Abdullah died. And then there is remaining sons, 9, let's say. So all 9 of them, they come. Okay. And ask them as to who is willing. Look at my English. Who is willing to take over his 2 main responsibilities? One was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and one was the leadership. Now I told you, right? He was a leader of Banu Hashim. So everyone wanted to know what happened was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also was his responsibility. So he asked, who wants my leadership and who wants Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Okay. So when Abdul Muttalib asks this, what happens? Okay. When Abdul Muttalib asks whether who wants Muhammad and my leadership, Everyone wants the leadership. Everyone wants the leadership. Nobody wants little Muhammad. Why? Because obviously, right, whoever he was with, they pass away. Now Abdullah, he dies. Amina, he dies. Now Abdul Muttalib is also going to die. So they did not want to take Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They were like, no, I want the leadership, but I don't want Muhammad. Okay. Then what happens? Abu Talib, he comes forward. You guys remember Abu Talib?
Yes.
Okay, I like him. Okay, he's so sweet, right? What happens is Abu Talib, he comes forward and he agrees to take him over. He says, I'll take Muhammad. I don't want the leadership. I'll take Muhammad. It's no issue. I don't want the leadership. Then what happens? Abdul Muttalib, what he does is he gives Abu Talib his leadership and and Muhammad. You understood?
Yes.
Okay, because he did not want the leadership. He was like, just Muhammad is fine. But what happens? He gives Muhammad and the leadership. Everybody understood so far?
Yes.
Yusuf, you understood?
Yes.
Okay, barakallah fiqh. Shortly after that, what happens? Abdul Muttalib passes away, leaving his favorite grandson behind, while he, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was only
8 years old.
8 years old. Barakallah fiqh. Okay, you all can understand now. First, who died? Abdullah. Second, who died? Amina. Third, Abdul Muttalib. So whoever Nabi was trying to get attached to, whoever Nabi was growing to love to know, he thought, okay, this is home and Amina dies. He thought, okay, now this is home and Abdul Muttalib dies. You all can understand, right? So you all can understand the emotional damage he went through, the emotional trauma he went through, because he went through lots of deaths in his small period of, in his childhood. You all can understand, he was passed on and passed on. Nobody wants him. Halima didn't want him. Okay, Halima takes him. Then nobody wants him again, and Abdul Muttalib takes him. Again, Abdul Muttalib wants to pass it on because he's going to pass away, and nobody wants him. And who takes him? Who takes him?
His uncle.
Yes, Abu Talib. Abu Talib and his wife takes Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam into their home and into their hearts and loves him more than their own children. Understood, right? Yes. So Abu Talib loves Muhammad so much. Okay, he loves Muhammad so much that even more than, okay, can anyone tell me one of Abu Talib's sons? Anybody?
Ali radiallahu anhu.
Barakallah fiqh. Okay, Ali radiallahu anhu. So, Ali was not born that time, I guess. Yes, Ali was not born that time. But Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was so beloved to Abu Talib and his wife than their own children. They started loving him more because he was such a cutie, such a sweetheart, obviously, right? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, they loved him so much. They felt bad for him also. He lost his parents. He lost his grandfather. Nobody wants him. So, they start taking pity on him and they love him so much. And finally, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is happy. He finds home. You all understood? Everybody?
Yes, teacher.
So far, any doubts?
No, teacher.
Sure, right?
Yes,
Okay,
teacher.
did Abu Talib live forever?
No.
Did Abu Talib accept Islam?
No, teacher.
No, he does not. This is the saddest part of the story. I would come to that. Okay, we will cross that bridge when we come to that. But Abu Talib, he dies. Yes, he does not accept Islam. So he belongs to hellfire. Okay, so you all understood, everyone, so far the seerah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Everybody, switch on your cameras, please. Let me see your faces. Everybody understood, right? Ara, you understood?
Yes, I did.
Yes. Anybody, any doubts? Sundus, Kausar, Manha, Riyasa, Lukman, Isa. Anybody, any doubts?
Understood, teacher.
Any doubts? No, right? Yusuf, you understood, honey?
Yes.
Do you have any doubts, Yusuf? Will you tell this story to Umayma?
Okay.
Okay, inshallah, you must tell. Okay, Yusuf? You must tell this to everybody in your family, Yusuf. Okay, Manal, did you understand?
My mother already knows.
She knows, but that's okay. You can tell it again. She wouldn't mind listening to you. Okay, Yusuf?
Okay.
Alina, I want you to break the story down for Manal. Would you do it? Alina?
Okay.
Okay, you have to do, you have to do it because I think Manal can get a little distracted, right? She's a kid, so maybe you can help her out with it. Okay, inshallah. Alina.
Okay.
Barakallah
Okay.
feek. Afifa. Who is Afifa? Afifa Fahmi? Who is Afifa? New student? Okay. Hishma and Afsa, you guys understood the story? Sumaya, you all understood the story?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone understood, right? So you all can, you know.
Madam.
So this is where we stop the story because I can't tell through the whole thing. So this is to be continued as in Todarum. Okay, we can do it maybe Seerah part 2. We can do it in another day. Okay, inshallah. Okay, everyone understood, right?
Yes, teacher.
Any doubts? You all can come. You all can come up. Maybe you all can message it to me, or maybe inshallah next class we can discuss it. Okay, inshallah. Everybody, after me, Subhanakallahumma
Subhanaka Allahumma
wa bihamdika
wa bihamdika
ashhadu
Ashhadu
an la ilaha
alla ilaha
illa anta
illa
anta
astaghfiruka
astaghfiruka
wa atubu ilayk.
wa atubu ilayk.
So sit properly, darling. Okay. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuhu.
Alaikum
Assalamu alaikum wabarakatuhu. Bye.